It's a little better. Welcome to your Residents Board's quarterly meeting. This is where your resident committee chairman let you know what is going on and looking out for your interest. Many residents have found new friends living here. We are a special community. You can eat with a variety of residents or sit and talk to folks. You will discover people living at Regency Oaks had interesting jobs, lived in interesting places, and traveled the world. You might find somebody who went to your high school, your college, lived in your hometown. My neighbor across the hall from me lived in my same hometown and the same street. Encourage your neighbors and friends to get out of their apartments and participate. You get the most pleasure and mental uplifting by getting out and participating. There is so much to do at Regency Oaks. If you do not find what you want to do, go to activities and say, let's start this group. If a group is full, offer to be a substitute. Like there's a lot of bridge games going on and a lot of mahjong. If you're interested, contact the person and say, I want to be a substitute, because life is always changing. The best asset at Regency Oaks are its people. All you need to do is reach out to them and get to know them. We also have over 300 employees that are here to help us. If you have a question or a department head, go to the front desk and they can guide you to who to talk to. We residents need to be 2 legs of a 3-legged stool. Owners talk about 3 legs of the financial stool. There's the owners, which happens to be Healthpeak, and they're called DOC on the stock market. The shareholders and the customers, we the residents at Regency Oaks. I urge residents to become 2 parts, 2 legs of this 3-legged stool. We're already the customer, but we also have an opportunity to be a shareholder. The last time I checked, Healthpeak stock was at $18 and change. If you bought 10 shares, you spent $180. If you bought 100, you spent $1,800. One of the reasons to do this is so that we are more forceful, I guess is a better way to put it. Why should I do this? With an aging population needing healthcare services, Healthpeak is positioned for long-term growth. Healthpeak offers a relatively high dividend, around 5.8 to 6.6, which is higher than the other kinds of people in this business. You don't influence how your specific property is managed, but you are financially tied to its performance. As a shareholder, you are both a consumer and a shareholder. And this will give you a copy of the annual report, which then informs you what are the people that own us doing with our money. I have a copy, it's 115 pages long. I'll put one in each library so that if you want to look at it, you can see. It is now time to work on the 2026 budget. The RORO board is asking for suggestions for the capital budget. The item needs to cost more than $1,000, and it is furniture, a fixture, some equipment. Some suggestions from the past included a dog park and a walking path. Also a free standalone workshop. Turn in your ideas to a RORO board member, these people up here, or put it in my mailbox, and it is A202. Please turn your suggestions in by Monday, August the 11th. At this time, I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes that were posted in the glass case. John, thank you. Can I have a second? Second. Thank you, Clayton. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? this time, I would like to present our Unsung Hero Award. This person happens to be Tina Donahue. Tina and Joe moved to Regency Oaks on June 15th, 2016. Before moving to Regency Oaks, Tina had made prayer blankets for many people. When their apartment was being readied, she had a soundproof sewing room made for her special sewing machine, which is a wee bit noisy. Soon after moving, she started making prayer blankets again. She made one for every resident veteran that was honored by ROFA. And each had an emblem for the resident's branch of service. When she hears of a major medical event of a resident, she gives an individualized prayer blanket to each one. In addition, when she hears of a special happy event, she will also make a blanket, like a 100-year birthday or a 75 anniversary. She doesn't know how many she's made, but it has to be in the hundreds. Thousands, maybe?
I started in 1990.
1990 you started, so it's got to be in the thousands then. Yes. I'd like to say that Tina is a very, very special person, and we're lucky to have her here at Regency Oaks. Tina, come on up. Okay, let's get up here so we can have Tina take a picture. Wow. And I need a microphone. Tina, in recognition of your service, we'd like to present you with this certificate. And let's turn it around so that she can see the certificate. And also, I'd like to present you with a coupon to go to Brick and Vine. Contact Ricky, and he will find a time for the two of us, agreeable to both of you. Thank you, Tina.
I'm really humbled and grateful for the reward. And it's not every day that you get a reward for doing something you truly love to do. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to do committee reports. We'll start at this end with Mary Ellen. You can either stand or sit at your chair, whatever your health dictates.
I'm Mary Ellen Gardner, and I'm chairperson of the Technology and Communications Committee. And, excuse me, our members are Mike Murphy, Val Chakla. Did I say it right? Val? Say your last name, Val. Chakov. Chakov. Okay, I never say it right. And our staff person is Samantha Sira. Our accomplishments during the last quarter is we invited the East Lake High School Technology Club for 2 sessions to help the residents with devices and give one-on-one assistance. We provided individual assistance for residents during using the dining portal. We helped individual residents with their devices. During the last quarter, our small committee has assisted more than 53 residents with their devices, computer, phone issues. And we provided scam information in the Oaks for the residents. Our future plans are to welcome our new part-time technology staff for our residents, to assist residents individually with devices, offer sessions that are requested by residents in technology, locating residents with technology knowledge to share, and host the East Lake Technology students for more sessions. And anybody that's interested in being on our committee will be meeting the second Monday in August, 10:30, in the North Building in the training room, which is S100, right off the lobby. We would love to have you, and come and join us. Thank you.
I'm Lou Weissvogel, and chairman of the Finance Committee. If you don't mind, I'll sit down. I have dry eyes. Anybody who has dry eyes, I'm about my 5th different eye drops. Just got a new one. Put them in this morning and I can't see a thing. Members of the Finance Committee are Bobby Belcher, Bree Bishop, Fred Green, Cheryl Hewlett, Clayton Perm, Chris Swanson, C.L. Wilmot, myself as chair, and Sherry Schisel as our financial director. The committee has reviewed the monthly, quarterly, and executive summaries to date for the fiscal year 2025 on the financial operations of Regency Oaks. As of this date, Regency Oaks is within budget and is in a good financial position. Normally I don't give out numbers. Somebody asked me, well, why don't you give out some numbers? Well, I'll give you some numbers. Can't see them very well. That's why I'm sitting down to look at them. As of this date, now remember, this is net operating. This is just the money from your monthly service fees. $2,973,000. That's what profit so far this year. However, accountants are great at things. When you take in the monthly, service fees from selling the facilities and so forth, and they jockey other numbers around, of course, they're showing a loss of $1,503,000. So that's how accounting works. But anyway, as far as the operating expenses, which is what we see and so forth, they're in good financial position. The committee has been invited to interface with management as they prepare the budget for 2026. And the chairman has asked Chris and myself to sit in on that. And we had our first meeting the other day, and we'll continue for the next couple of weeks to sit in and observe the preparation of the operating budget for Regency Oaks for next year. And the committee was briefed prior to the announcement of the 5% increase on the monthly service fee for the residents with September contracts. And I assume we'll be allowed to sit in on the preparation for the monthly service fee increases for those of you that have contracts that come up in January. And that's pretty much what we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm Judy Studebaker, and I chair the Sales and Marketing Committee. Members of the committee are John Bergman, Bill Marino, Eleanor Finn, Chris Genex, Cheryl Hewlett, Chet James, Carolyn Montgomery, Ann Siraj, and Aaron Clem, Manager of Sales and Marketing. The committee meets monthly with Aaron to discuss current situations, concerns, and future marketing situations. In the second quarter, 17 sales were made on a budget of 17, making a total of 32 sales on a budget of 32 for the year to date. Various events for prospects are held each month. The ambassadors meet monthly with Aaron and/or Julie McBride to hear about the coming month's events. And then the ambassadors indicate on sign-up sheets their interest in assisting. Depending on the number of prospects expected, a number of ambassadors are asked to assist with each event and give our comments about how much we love living at Regency Oaks. The sales team's strategy to increase sales of one-bedroom units, which make up the majority of empty apartments, seems to be working. They will be having 4 road shows coming up. They seem to attract many return visits. And what that is they take ambassadors and they go, well, the one held earlier this month, they went to the country club that was formerly the East Lake Woodlands, and It now has a new name, which I can't remember, but anyway, and I understand that it went very well. Thank you.
I'm Mary Parham from the Health and Safety Committee. We meet once a month, the second Monday of every month, and our committee members are Judy Valerius, Jan Judich, Karen Lee, Kelly Clark, Christine S., and absent of our last, and also the other meeting people are Alice Quattromoni, Susan Haverbeck, and Jeannie Anderson. We introduced a new member to our committee by the name of Bob Barker, and we're happy to have him, and he resides in the North Building. Our discussions recently have been mostly educational, and we are in the process of doing a video for hand and foot exercises. And these are being done by Barbara in the gym, and with the help of Ginger Horton. We'll complete those and hopefully be able to have those on 7/32. And when I speak of hand exercises, I'm not only talking about arthritic patients, but anything that you do with your hands that has to do with precision, grabbing balls, using your fingers, putting them down where they're supposed to be able to go. For some of us, it's very painful, but it does keep us with as much dexterity as we can. So those will be coming up, and I think once or twice you've seen the video, you'll be able to sit in your chair and just do them when you're watching TV or whatever. We're also moving forward on urinary tract infections. It's always been an issue with aging people because we have different signs and symptoms, especially women. Kelly Clark is working with Scott Ralston right now to do a series or a lecture on urinary tract infections and dementia because they're very closely associated. And we also have a physician on board, a retired urologist, that hopefully will be helping us in the future with other specific items related to the male reproductive system and aging, and urinary tract infections. We did find out, we got a memo from corporate LCS, whatever that is, to look at our workshop and make sure that we're in compliance with what they require. Chris Swanson, our member, is in charge of the workshop. So he vets the people that are working in there. We may have an equipment issue, we're going to have to check that out, but it'll be up to administration to decide how we're going to participate or do the regulations as LCS sees them. And that's just work in progress. So, any questions?
We'll do that.
We love members.
No, that's after.
Okay, sorry. We love to have anybody come and share your issues with us. If you want to go to a meeting, let me know. We'd be happy to have you come and you could share your own rather than going through another person. Amen.
Good morning, I'm Chris Swanson, Director of Business and Building and Grounds, and that includes not only Darwin, but also includes Evan Pool. So our main mission this whole year is going to be attention to detail. A lot of attention is on the big projects, but it's not only the big projects, but the small ones. They mount up. I've always said a big hole will sink a ship, and so 4 or 5 small ones will also sink a ship. So we're going to pay attention to detail, and the members of my committee that are doing that are Ken Cass, Mike White, Gloria, and Ken Colbert, Steve Evans, Gene Beagle, who happens to be also the North Librarian, does a very fine job of keeping that library nice and neat. And Lou Weislogo, Tony Quattromoni, who is also president of RORO, and myself. I don't think I missed anybody. One of the main things too is a reminder is that those small details, turn in a work order. And if it doesn't happen, anything happen in a week or two, turn in another one. That's gonna be the name of the game, is turn in a work order. If you have a picture, you can also send that. And I'm sure you're all aware of the roof replacement is progressing. And I learned something. Rain is the biggest problem, but also the potential threat of rain, because they will not get on the roof if the prediction is over 40% possibility of precipitation. So, very interesting. I don't know which TV station you listen to because they don't all agree. The elevator project has been approved and parts have been ordered. And it's still a possible mid-November delivery date, but it's gonna take about 3 to 4 weeks for each elevator. They're gonna do one at a time. And so the first one will be the central elevator in the north building, and then they'll do the other 3. And if it takes a month, and you start mid-November, you count it out, it'll be done in the first quarter of 26, if all goes well. At least they won't be bothered by the rain. And the parts for the second floor in the south building, and this includes the freight elevators too. So those parts have not been ordered because it has not been approved for the capital expenditures for the 2026 budget. So Doran plans to do that early so that we won't lose that time frame or time too much. Okay. Oh, and as always, pay attention to Tuesday talks, as there's always weekly updates, which means changes. The planning phase of phase 4 on the road project should begin in October, and that'll depend on the capital budget of when we can expend that. It may be earlier, I hope so, because that way, if it's earlier, we avoid the rainy season. We're still going to be monitoring the sprinkler system. The rain has been really great for watering the lawn, but the running of it seems to be solid, except in a few areas. And we want to check the coverage to make sure there's no brown spots or other plants dying. And if you see a dry area or you see a dead plant, turn in a work order. Let everybody know. And according Evan Poole and EVS has had the breezeway power washed, and also the stairway out of the south dining room, on the outside stairway. There was a work order turned in over that. And guess what? It got power washed. Looks very good too. And a few other things. The tree removal and plantings will be taken care of in 2026. Here's where I learned something else. That's not a CapEx project. It's maintenance. So that's going to be a big chunk of maintenance money, because those bigger trees can cost anywhere $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to remove, and then you got to replace it with a new tree. So it's not a cheap undertaking. The dead and broken limbs that keep popping up because of the storms, they're being taken care of as best they can. I don't know how they work that with Corey, our landscaper, but they seem to get a bunch together, and it's well worth renting a lift or something to get it done. But again, if you see it, turn in a work order. Am I being too repetitive?
No.
Yeah, because the last thunderstorm created some more broken limbs and pushed the other ones around. So, one last thing. Everybody got their pendant? If we live in an independent area, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't wear your pendant. So please wear your pendant. You never know when yourself may need it, but also if you're with somebody that can't punch theirs, you can punch your own. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Candy Muller here, Chairman of the Dining Committee on the Food and Beverage Department. Ricky Bacher is our Executive Director. Dustin Windsor is our Assistant Executive Director. And recognizing my members, Gail Logan, Pam DiMarino, Margaret Hendry, Edie James, Judy Studebaker, Bobby Belcher, Dora Belport, Pat Diceheimer, Tammy Maurice, and Charlie Davis. I always start our accomplishments with a number, and some of you new residents may not know what this means, but the number is over 40,000, and that happens to be the meals we've served in the last quarter, and that's a lot of meals. We continue with the Sunday brunch buffet, which in itself serves over 150 meals a week. We have a new executive chef, Attila Wright Isgazar, and I hope some of you have met him. He's been trying to come around in the dining rooms and meet you and get to know you. We have a new sous chef who is Nick Garcia. You may remember him from the pub. He was a pub manager. We provided the Pulse survey, and I want to thank you all that participated. We did have a wonderful response to that. We have established what we're calling Afternoon Delight in the Prick and Vine, and if you have any questions about that, you can certainly ask me. Continue with our weekly menu chat. Continue with themed dinners, Enchanted Evening, Beer Club, Wine Club, Tacos and Tequila, Bourbon and Barbecue, breezeway events, and holiday dinners. Continue to cater marketing events. And I know a lot of you people don't realize that some of this catering goes on besides our regular meals of the day. We have monthly birthday parties, the Flagra and Rova dinners, cocktail parties, and other special group events. So this is a busy department like most of the others, but a lot of the stuff you don't get to see. Future plans, we will be announcing shortly a new manager for the pub. There will be changes to the pub menu which will be ongoing. And if one of your favorite things comes off, it could come back on. Just let people know that's one of your favorites. So they are trying some new things to keep that special. We are preparing for the semi-annual survey. Lindsay will tell you more about that. We will continue with special events and dinners, continue hiring and training of the dining room and kitchen staff. And by the way, on the survey we just did, the servers and the kitchen staff got really good reviews, and they really are trying to make it work. We will have a new gourmet cycle until the holidays, and we're asking for more participation in the QR code surveys. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Andrea Hagner.
It's on. Stick it up there.
I'm Andrea Hagner. I'm chairman of the Activities Committee. It doesn't sound like that,
Just gets us.
Okay. We have a committee that meets monthly on the second Thursday of every month. In the afternoon. The first? Yes. Which is the first Thursday. We actually haven't met a whole lot this summer because of conflicts, and I was in the hospital, and Ginger was out. We've had some problems, but we're getting back to it. Ginger Horton and Samantha Serra are our directors. We also have Mary Ellen Bader, Beth Beaumont, Judy Collins, Chris Doherty, Millie Diaz, Betty Egray, Mary Ellen Gardner, Susan Mulholland, and Carol Rasinger. We have spent this past quarter basically supporting Ginger and Samantha to give Regency Oaks a wide array of popular activities. We've encouraged residents who wanted to do something different to start new activities, like the History Forum, Women's group, art classes, shuffleboard tournaments, our new bus trip adventures. And coming up, we have the book swap. It'll be held in September, and Chris and Susan have some really interesting ideas for it. So keep your eyes out and keep a stack of books you wanted to give away in one little corner of your bookcase, okay? The art show and sale is slated for early November. Artists and artisans should be working on their display. All of us should plan on doing some holiday shopping here. Carol Resinger is in charge of that project, and she'll give us a lot more detail as time goes by. If you are spending the holidays here, there will be a Christmas Eve non-denomination service and a New Year's Eve party for you. If you have suggestions for something else to talk about, or talk to us about, we'll see what we can do. I have some typos here, okay. We still need people to do life experience programs. We've had some wonderful ones in the past. We have a whole bunch of new people who have interesting things to talk to us about. And we'd love to get you to volunteer to do that. All you have to do is approach Samantha, she'll schedule you and make a poster to announce you, and we'll have a nice program. We also need people to suggest a Tampa Bay history program that they'd be interested in. We just did Ybor City. We have done the indigenous Indians that were here. We've done the early settlers. We've done a whole bunch of different things. But if you've got some ideas, I think Judy Valerius wanted to do something on one of the islands, not
Caladesi?
What?
Caladesi Island? Caladesi Island?
Caladesi Island, and we did it. So if you come up with some ideas, let us know, and we'll do our best, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you to all of the board members that reported. At this time, if anybody has any questions, raise your hand. Yes, ma'am. I'll repeat it.
Wonder when the washing the residents' apartment windows are done.
Chris, you have any idea about when the windows will be washed? When the windows will be washed?
No.
That wasn't the answer that I was.
The answer is, so far, we do not know when the windows will be washed. Tina?
I'm wondering if Chris knows if the windows have been caulked.
No, at Tuesday talk, Lindsay said that has not been scheduled yet. Yeah,
Hurricane season.
I know. We're at the mercy of the insurance company.
I have a fifth floor unit, and when I first moved in, I started with beehive nests in the corners of the eaves, and they're back again. So is there any other system that we can find that will help eradicate them better than what has been done before?
Okay. The answer to that is the bug people say it is nesting season, and they will come back the next day. So they will be getting rid of them after nesting season, whatever that is.
Okay.
I had sent an email to Lindsay about that last week, because I had started with 3 hives, I'm up to 8. So she said she's going to schedule the lift truck, and she'll keep us apprised.
Any other questions? Some of these questions are going to also be directed to maintenance Friday at 10:30 in the grand lobby. Yes,
Can I have the question?
sure. Yes.
We referred to the survey, but I forget, when is the survey?
August is a survey.
August?
August is a survey.
Would you repeat the question?
The question was, when will the resident survey occur? And it will be August. I don't know if we're any more specific. I just forgot to mention one thing, and that is that we've arranged with Samantha to provide her some help with changing the pictures in the elevators, or the posters in the elevators. And I would just like to put a thanks out to Ann Scheffler, who does the south building, and the north building is handled by Fred Green, with alternatives, Beth Graves, and Dora Bellport. I get the bell right, but I don't think about the port.
Thank you.
But I think it's been a real help, and it's been a noticeable, and hopefully a big help to Samantha too.
Any other questions? Yes.
Margaret, I want to thank everybody who's serving on the board for their time and their efforts on our behalf.
Yes.
Thank you. That was nice. Any other questions? You can also talk to any of us at any time. Stop us and we'll listen. Okay, at this time I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
No move.
Chet, okay, and a second? Bill, Dora, and all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried, goodbye.